Hi everyone, welcome back to another physics class here at Brain Charger. And today we are going to dive into an interesting topic which is about kinetic theory of matter. So today we are going to discuss about the kinetic theory of matter. By the end of this video, you should be able to describe the kinetic theory of matter. Our objective today is to describe the kinetic theory of matter. So let's get started. Firstly, let's define matter. What is matter? When we say matter, we mean anything which has mass and volume. So if something can be weighed, if something consumes or occupies some amount of space, that thing is known as matter, or is matter in other words. So anything which has mass and volume is matter. So if you are asked what is matter, just tell that it is anything which has mass and volume. So matter exists in three states, three main states of matter. In other words, we have four states of matter, but in this video we are going to focus on the three main states of matter. The first state is the solid. So matter can exist in solid form. For instance, a brick. Okay, we have a brick. You can weigh a brick, and a brick actually occupies some amount of space. So matter can exist as solid, and also matter can exist as liquids. So it can be in liquid form. And lastly, matter can exist as a gas. It can exist in a gaseous form. So in short, we have some things which has mass or which can be weighed, and also they occupy space, which exist in solid form. We have some which exist in liquid form, and we have some which exist in gaseous form. And in addition to these three main states of matter, we have another state which is plasma. So something can be weighed and it occupies space but exists as plasma. So we will discuss about plasma in another video, but in this video our main focus, or in this lesson our main focus, will be on these three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. So having defined matter and having known how it exists, let's move on to the kinetic theory of matter. So when we say a theory is anything, a statement which has proofs. In other words, is a statement made up by a group of people, by or even a single person can make it, but it has proofs to back it up. So kinetic theory of matter is a statement which suggests about the movement of particles in matter. But mind you, it has proofs which make it secure its place as a theory. So the kinetic theory of matter states that matter is made up of tiny discrete individual particles that are in continuous random motion. So the kinetic theory of matter states that anything which has mass and occupies space is made up of tiny discrete. When we say discrete, we mean separated. Those particles exist as separate entities. So matter has tiny separate entities or tiny discrete individual particles that are in continuous random motion. So That's the kinetic theory of matter. So this theory has three main points. The first major point is that all matter is composed of smaller particles which have different sizes. So the kinetic theory of matter postulates that anything which has mass or anything which occupies space, it has smaller particles, that is the molecules, atoms, and the ions. And these smaller particles occurs or exist in different sizes. And you can only view these by an aid of a microscopic device. Without it, our naked eyes cannot view the molecules. Our naked eyes cannot see the atoms. So that's the first point of the kinetic theory of matter. The second point is that the particles, these smaller particles, the molecules, the atoms or the ions, are held together by intermolecular forces. So the intermolecular forces, we can define them as forces of attraction between particles of a state of matter. So the kinetic theory of matter points out that the smaller particles, these particles are held together by intermolecular forces. In addition to these 2 points, we have another minor point which says that the vibrations of the particles become greater as the temperature rises. So recall our statement or our kinetic theory. The kinetic theory of matter, we said that it states that all matter is made up of tiny discrete particles which are in continuous random motion. So the theory actually says that those random motion or that random motion increases the speed of that random motion, the vibrations of the particles increases as the temperature rises. So these are the three main points of the kinetic theory of matter. So generally, we have described what the kinetic theory of matter is. So in our next lesson, in our next video, we are going to see the kinetic theory of solids, liquids, and gases. So till the next lesson, stay safe.